That's some old song from the Is You
Is You Ain't my baby.
That's old.
Hello.
Hi.
As we talk about rap lyrics versus old folk songs, welcome back to the Pause and Proceed podcast with your host, SB.
I'm your girl, Bridgett LaRé.
Yes, and we are back for another week of discussion about wellness and all that other good stuff. So what are we talking about? I know.
Look at you just adding on. I like it.
You know, hey, we've been doing this for 8 months. Some progression has to come into fruition somewhere.
Good job.
Somehow.
I love how you taking charge and you making it like you bringing the SB into it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right at the end.
Like you said, it got to happen at some point.
At some point, exactly. So what are we talking about today, ma'am?
So, darling, we are talking about integrity. On the last episode, I did touch on the topic a little bit. I said that that's something that I've been working on.
Okay.
And it came to pass because I realized that I've been out of integrity with myself. In the sense, in the popular sense of, you know, not doing the things that I say I'm going to do. Like, oh my God, I just realized when, like the last time I canceled on a friend, I told her, I said, look, I know I canceled on you last time. We were supposed to go to this party, like the BET party. Like, and I was like, I'm going to go. There's nothing that's going to stop me from going. I'm going to be there. Girl, that night, she was calling me. I was asleep. I told her, I'm like, I'm going to take a nap first, and then we're going to go. She was calling me. I'm like, what? Who is calling me while I'm trying to take my nap? I knew I wasn't going to get up. I knew I wasn't going to get up when I told her I was going to do it. I'm like, what? What am I doing?
Why you just tell her that?
I think that I believed, like I had the intentions, but I still didn't believe.
In your being,
the core of my being, I knew
it.
I wasn't going to get up.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to. I was like, Bridgett, believe in yourself. You're going to get up. You're going to go. You're going to keep your word. But I didn't.
You were going against yourself.
I was, and that exactly is, let's get to this. So I found this book. So, okay.
Yes.
So whenever I'm working on something, I can't help but to just share with people. Like, oh, I'm working on integrity, right?
That's okay.
And so my friend Augustine, my friend that lives in your way, I told him like, yeah, I'm working on integrity. And so he sent me this book, Martha Beck, The Way of Integrity.
Okay.
And in this book, oh my God, it's been such a blessing. I'm only on chapter 3.
Okay.
But literally the introduction has been a blessing. And this is an introduction.
Question. I'm sorry. Is there an audio version?
Yeah. Actually,
I'm sure there is. Yeah.
Okay.
My sister is listening to the audio version.
Oh,
so, and if you have Libby, have you heard of Libby?
Mm-hmm. I have.
So yeah, if you guys have
like a
library card, if you have a library card, you can put your library information in there, and you can borrow books just like you borrow from a library. You can borrow audiobooks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
so Libby has that in there.
I thought Libby was just a audiobook platform, like you just purchased the book, but this is a library.
I could be wrong.
I mean, you might would know more than me.
But it's some platform
for
out here where you
books.
can put your library card in and you can borrow library books.
Okay.
And I think it's Libby. If I don't know, check it out.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, so in the introduction, it tells you what integrity is. So in this introduction, it tells you about integrity, right? Mm-hmm. So let me see. Oh, where's the page? Here it is. Okay. So it says, this book, as you may have gleaned from the title, is all about integrity. But I don't mean this in a moralizing sense, you know, like doing what you say and all that. Not like that. The word integrity has taken on a slightly prim, judgmental nuance in modern English. But the word comes from the Latin integer, which simply means intact.
Intact?
Intact. INTACT.
Oh.
To be in integrity is to be one thing, whole and undivided. Just like when a plane is in integrity, all its millions of parts work together smoothly and cooperatively.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
If it loses integrity, it may falter. I'm sorry. If it loses integrity, it may stall, falter, or crash.
Oh, yeah.
There's no judgment there, just physics. Right?
Yeah.
So that, with that definition.
That was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay.
What was your definition before you got this book of integrity?
Just keeping my word, like keeping my word. You
Yeah,
know
me
the
too.
what.
And both of those apply too. I looked it up. Both of those
Yeah.
apply.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did I tell you when you speak, please?
Hello, everyone. But here,
I asked him kindly to show his
oh my
face when he
gosh.
speaks.
Show your face.
I'll show you this.
Y'all don't Bridget like she about to break into
What?
with her
What
black
you thought?
sweatshirt. You just need some black low top.
No, I look like I'm about to meet you on the
VCs.
court.
You
And
could
then- and then take
you
my
know you
hoodie
about to
off.
rob me on the court.
Don't be
No
on the court at
stereotypes.
night.
No stereotypes, guys. We're just joking.
Girl, you are
here.
stereotyping.
I am. I love us.
Anyway.
Integrity.
So there's the two things, the quality of
Okay.
being honest and having strong moral principles. This is the one that most people think of when they think of the word
Right.
integrity.
Yeah.
And then the second one is the state of being whole and undivided. So
like
that's
state
the
of
one
being
that's
whole and
a little
undivided.
less familiar. But
Yeah.
I
that's
like
interesting.
that one though.
Mm-hmm.
That
The state of
resonates
being
with
whole
me.
and undivided. So when you think about that, if you're whole, like when you're divided from yourself, it's like, I think like when you have a desire for something and you go like the total opposite way. Like you're
Yep.
not even focusing on it.
Mhm.
You're focusing on this book talk about, the hustle.
Yeah.
The hustle to get all the culture things that we want to acquire.
Mhm.
The things that's, the house, the cars, everything that's culturally acceptable.
tangible
Exactly.
things.
When our nature, we may desire or may yearn for just freedom and
Mhm.
belongingness and love and things of that matter. But we put those to the side to,
Mhm.
to hustle.
For what society has trained us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we, when we went to the bar and the guy was saying how he's always working because he found out we did a podcast, so
Mhm.
like a wellness podcast, and he was saying how great he thought that was and how he thought Joe Rogan was talking about us, but I just slid that in there.
Joe Rogan was talking about us.
Joe Rogan was talking about us.
We was like, cheers to Joe Rogan talking about us.
Exactly. But he was just saying how at first he was there with his cousin. At first he wasn't going to take the day out and chill with his cousin because he has a business. He's always preparing for the next day.
Right.
But he told himself, like, you know what? I work hard. I'm going to sit at the bar, have a drink with my cousin, and enjoy the day. Those things are needed. And in this society, especially American society, Western society, whatever you want to call it, we are trained to be, we're trained to go.
Yeah.
We are trained to go in a real way.
We really are.
Yeah, and those other things don't matter, but those are the things that need to take priority,
Yeah.
to be quite honest. Like community, being around your loved ones, trying to get your inner workings together. That's
Right.
the podcast. So
Yeah. And it's scary to think like we can go through life with this hustle mentality, hustle. And we may get the things that we're hustling towards. But you see people get there and they're not happy. They're still not happy because they're out of
Exactly.
integrity with themselves.
But I'm
You
not
know what I
gonna
mean?
lie. I'd rather be unhappy in a Bentley than in a, I don't know. What was it? That car you were talking about driving cross country?
83 Toyota
Yeah, I
Tucson.
don't want to be happy in that. But
I just want to be happy. And that's
In
what she says.
general.
Like literally, she makes a bold statement. The way to happiness is integrity. Like she makes a bold
I
statement in
believe
this book.
that.
And I'm like, that just resonates with me because I feel like I was saying in the last episode, I felt like I just been doing stuff because I've been feeling like, I'm behind and trying to catch up. It's like, what am I trying to catch up to? Like, what is it that I really want? And then when I do catch up, is that even going to make me happy? Am I going to feel fulfilled?
Man, that's a loaded statement.
Yeah. So
What you
I'm
just
just
said.
working on like just being whole.
Yeah.
And in integrity with myself. Like what is the things that I desire?
That
and
is so true.
just go for those things.
That's true because I know I break integrity with myself all the time.
How? In what way?
Shara, this is my last blunt. This is our last blunt. That's what I tell my many personalities, all of us. Like, we're not smoking anymore.
So why do you want to quit?
Because it slows me down. I know I need to get to business.
Okay.
Because it is,
slows you down from what?
To get to business.
What's the business? The business.
Just focus on my extracurricular activity. Not even extracurricular, like the things I want to do, my goals.
What's your goal?
Well, not procrastinating with this move. that.
Uh-huh.
Trying to figure out podcast ideas, my aftercare business, my IV therapy situation. Like sometimes when I know I need to sit down and do research, I get anxious a little bit, and
And
then I
get a
go
book.
to my crutch because that it feels like home to me.
Yeah, I
It
get
feels
that.
safe, you
Oh
know.
God, I miss it.
Yeah, it feels safe, but I am
But I'm not gonna do
don't do it. Don't do it. And granted, I get the things done, but I don't get the things done as fast
Mhm.
as I could.
Yeah, for
And right
sure.
now it's now season.
Yeah.
It's now season. So I
Mhm.
don't want anything slowing me up. So but at the same time, it helps me with revelations and ideas. So it's about finding a balance, but for me, I want to take a break because it's
That's
time to get to business.
I definitely get that's the exact reason why I stopped smoking. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God, it's been my friend for so long." And it's just so comforting.
Mhm.
But I realized that I wasn't getting nothing done. I
That
would just sit on the couch.
part.
I would tell myself, like, I never watch TV. No, you're lying. You're out of integrity. Because I literally watched everything
You're
on
out of
Netflix.
integrity.
I had watched everything on Netflix. I couldn't tell you what it was about. I couldn't tell you
Just
the
sitting
plot.
there
I'm just
looking
sitting
like a
there, a
zombie.
zombie watching Netflix because I was high.
Yeah.
High.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but I mean, like, you got to get to a point to where you just sick and tired of it. You sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I need to get it. Well, hopefully this is the point. I have to take a break now because I have to get myself together for this move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I gotta force myself to listen. If you're feeling stressed, drink some tea. God
Could
damn
you
it.
do it in moderation, or does it have control over you?
It still has some control over me.
Yeah, that's the first step in Marijuana Anonymous is
Yeah.
realizing that it have power over
It
you.
definitely does.
Yeah.
Now, socially speaking, if somebody brought it to me, I would still smoke, but me having it in my possession, I want to take a break from that. Like it being in my home. So, yeah, I don't want to quit, but let's minimize a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it in my home.
Girl, I said that for years, years,
I
years. I
don't
thought I was strong enough to
know.
just do it in moderation, but I had to realize it has total control and power over me. Like, I was an addict.
Yeah.
You know why I never tried it?
Why?
Because it's something you said, Shara. You said that it helped you with your creativity, right? It helped you sort of expand a little bit. I never wanted to be in a situation where I felt like I couldn't be creative without it. And so I
Right.
figured like I'd rather just not even start it because we're both in creative fields. And
Yeah.
I just want to be able to know that in any circumstances I can do what I need to
I
do.
get that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally get that. And sometimes I do catch myself like, man, maybe I need to smoke to get get my creative juices flowing. But I also know I can tap in without it. So that's what's helping me kind of like try to stop it.
Yeah.
Cause it's like
It's
you
a
can tap
tricky
into
thing.
it.
It's so tricky because
It's very tricky.
marijuana, when you smoke with an intention,
Baby.
oh my God, you are gonna
Pause and proceed.
you gonna pause,
Podcast.
god dang it, and you gonna proceed with whatever it is that you intended.
No, and it
That's
that's
what I
why
did love that about
it's
marijuana.
not, we're taking advantage of it, not in a good way. I
Yeah.
mean, in a good way
Yeah,
too.
it
But
had power.
it has power.
much
And when
power.
it gets to the point when it's a crutch, then I think that's the problem. But if you're using it every so often to just help
Yeah.
enhance, then that's okay. I think it's the
I
balance.
wish I could do that. I really do wish, but like,
Yeah.
I come from like addiction is in my DNA. Like, it's in my DNA and it's in there heavy.
Ditto.
It's in there heavy. It's so funny that this book talks about. Let me see if I can find that. So it talks about how when you are out of alignment and out of integrity with yourself,
Mhm.
any like negative behavior that you are consuming,
Yeah.
it is pleasure. It hits a pleasure field in your brain,
I can see
and then
that.
you become addicted to it.
I
Like
can see that.
anything that you're consuming, you become addicted to it. It's because you're out of alignment with yourself. You
That
know what I
makes
mean?
sense.
Yeah.
You're looking for any type of comfort because you're not comfortable.
Yeah, and another thing is like when you don't know what to do, because I know that's something that you've verbalized. Like, oh, I just feel confused. Like when you don't know what to do, you tend to do what you know,
Mm-hmm.
which
That's
is
true.
smoking the marijuana.
Yep. I ain't gonna lie. Feel like after this, I might hit the dispensary, but I'm not gonna do it.
I love
I'm
your
not.
honesty.
I do because it's.
I mean, and
it's,
if you do, like, you got to get to the point where you just like, I'm not gonna do this. Don't beat yourself up. Like, because if you hit the dispensary after you leave here, then that's just what you do.
I don't want to
You
do
What
it.
if
I'm
you
not gonna do
replace the
it.
crutch with something else? I mean, people
I'm
do
gonna drink
that.
some tea.
Tea? Okay.
I'm gonna drink some
you
ginger
gotta,
tea.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
have to
think I
just drink some
replaced it with
tea.
transformation. Like I started
Okay,
going
and
in
that thing you got
and
there.
reading. This
That
is
ain't what I was pointing to.
what? Oh, my
Uh-huh.
vape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did
Yeah.
replace it with the vape, but I don't want to do that no more either. I'm like, gosh, Lord
Listen,
help me.
But you know what? Sometimes it's steps.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm
that.
saying? It's a process.
I think I just like the the act of smoke coming out of my mouth,
Okay.
just to see smoke blowing. Like I've just been smoking for so long.
It's gratifying.
I,
That is smoke cloud.
I just been smoking for so long.
You've been smoking for a while.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
fairly, yeah, you got about 20 years on me.
How old was you when you started smoking?
In my I think the first time I visited my cousin, rest in peace, Matthew, in Raleigh, North Carolina. I think I was in college. I think I was 18.
Why would you even start?
Why not? It was
Why
it
would
was such a girl. It was like the first puff was like, like I got
Oh my
take it
God.
to another universe. I was like, oh,
I was like 11.
I heard. I heard.
I wish I would have just left it right there. In
Well,
that
you was 11
trash
too,
bag.
but you didn't know any better
Oh
at
my
11.
God.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you were like you trying things.
Yeah. Then I then I did the Newport cigarettes
Oh, you was a
for about
Newporter.
5 years. Oh, I was from 13 to 18. I
For
smoked
real?
cigarettes.
Well, at least you gave that part up.
Yeah.
I feel
Because
like
I remember like just standing downtown dating and I was smoking my cigarette. And my friend drove by and he was like, ugh. It was like, that is so not ladylike. And I was like, you know what? It's not.
yeah, well,
Let me get
our
the blunt.
generation, listen, niggas, our generation didn't care for the ciggies. That was our mama and them.
Right.
Even though my friend Dee, she smoked too, very young.
She still smoke?
Probably. I
Mhm.
lost touch with Dee. Hey, Dee, if you listening, but
She ain't listening.
probably not. Probably not. But yeah, it was the cigarette thing wasn't a big deal with us because I think back in the day, like our parents' generation, they really advertised for it like it was
Yeah.
something to be sexy. And if you smoke, you're a lady if you smoke the
Right.
cigarette.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So by
That's how I
our
started smoking them. My mom used to have me light
See?
her cigarettes on the stove.
See?
And you had to hit it to keep it lit. So I'm like,
No, you didn't. No, you did not. So you
I had to hit it to keep it lit. I'm lighting it from the stove,
You
the
didn't have to
electric
hit
stove,
it.
not the gas.
I had one growing up.
Okay.
You didn't.
I'm with SB. You hit it because you wanted to.
There you go. I
Listen.
used to hit them too every so
By the
often.
time I got the cigarette tour, it would go out. So I used to have to puff it a little bit to keep it lit.
I took a few of my mama's puffs and then I was like, no, I can't mess with
Like,
this. Because
nah, I ain't gonna do that.
I started sneaking puffs too often. And I was
Mhm.
like, I don't think I need to be doing this because I'm feeling something.
Good for you.
And I stopped.
Then I did the black and milds.
Oh yeah.
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 I did all that. And listen, this isn't a show that we're not telling
Going
you to go out
memory
here and
lane.
smoke.
Right. We're just talking about how we fell out
Yeah.
of integrity.
Yeah.
And both of us shared. Y'all didn't heard this before. Listen, we done talked about this probably every two
Yeah.
or four. I say every third episode.
We talk about marijuana.
Marijuana probably comes up. So that's how you know.
We talk a lot about marijuana. It's such a struggle.
It
But you know what?
because
Even
it's
with
such a
this-
beautiful,
it's
it's
so-
such a beautiful drug when used properly.
Yeah,
it really
man.
is. Yeah,
I want to be able to use it properly. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I do want to smoke.
yes, you've had communicated that, but you hold on.
I
How long
want
has
to
it
smoke.
been?
I haven't smoked since October the 7th.
That is because honey,
I
yesterday
was-
for me.
So what's this month?
This
October,
is,
November, December,
July.
January. March.
Look at that. You almost
Dang,
made
9
a
months. I done
year.
birthed something.
Come on.
I done birthed something.
This is great.
I done birthed the want for it.
Well, to keep it strong, drink some ginger tea. or
Okay,
something.
so
yes,
And just
Here's-
to understand, when you say ginger tea, you actually mean ginger tea, right?
ginger tea.
Ginger.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
not
making sure it wasn't code for something else.
no, not mushroom tea.
Okay.
Not
No.
no psychedelic tea.
Mm.
But I am an advocate
For psychedelics?
I am an advocate for awakening drugs
Mhm.
for healing.
Ayahuasca.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Have you done ayahuasca?
I don't, but I want to try DMT.
Uh,
And I'm not sure about Solomon might look it up. I'm not sure, you don't have to, Solomon,
I'm gonna
but
go grab some water real quick, but then I'll look it
Can
up
you grab me
okay,
after.
some
you're
water too,
fine.
please?
Um,
Okay.
Thank you.
DMT is it's a psychedelic,
Uh-huh.
and my friends have taken it before, and I think you smoke it. This version, it may be other versions. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you smoke it, and then like you only stay. You kind of blink out, and it's supposed to dredge up a lot of things that you've buried.
So
Like
you're gonna vomit and
you don't
poop on
vomit.
yourself, pee on
No, no,
yourself?
no, it's not like
Thank
ayahuasca.
you.
That's why I wanna do it because it
Mhm.
doesn't last as long, and it's more of a emotional purging.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
So if it's emotional purging, like
you might cry.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you might cry, you may need to shout a little, like, it's an emotional purging, which I'm okay with that. I feel like I'm sound enough with myself and things that have happened to my life where I can allow that. Because I can
Mm.
understand if you're not sound with yourself and some of the past things, you don't wanna walk into that with fear because it might trip you up.
Mm.
So just make
I
sure,
haven't done any psychedelics before. I mean,
yeah,
I've
you
had
wanna
the
do
I
mushrooms,
wanted to
though.
do it, yeah, but then I'm like, I know I have a addictive personality, and I don't wanna get addicted to nothing like that. I
You
don't.
think you'll
I have an addictive personality. I just had to come to grips with it.
I mean,
I
I
have to
do
be in integrity with
too.
myself and just know that. And
Okay.
because that's the first step to the way of integrity is just admitting it.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah.
being able to admit that like you're lost in something. I'm lost in this. I don't
Well, don't if you think you're gonna get addicted to it,
Most
because I
people
feel
with
like
addictive personalities don't admit it. My
yeah.
my my brother was like that. He couldn't admit it at all. So
Mm,
that's good that you can admit that.
I can admit it. I know. How's your brother doing now?
He's better. He went to a rehab center. Now he's sort of in a, I think they call it a halfway house
Mhm.
or some
okay.
transition house or
Yes,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
And then we'll see where it goes from there.
Good
That's
for him.
good.
Good for
Shout
him.
out to Solomon's
Some
brother.
brother. Good for you for
Yeah,
seeking help, man.
for
Because a lot of people
real.
don't do that.
That's hard.
Man, just admitting that you need help and that you don't have
Is to
like
do
total
it
control and power over yourself. Yeah.
and to get it done because I think about what I'm going through emotionally and how I've been trying to fight my emotional battles. But like when you in real addiction and you basically army crawling your way out
Mhm.
to have a better life,
Yeah.
that's I applaud people that overcome their demons to that extent because that
Yeah,
is
for real.
not easy.
I realized that my addiction, like I like my dad, functioning. I'm a functioning addict. Like I can do something, nobody would know. But it's
Yeah,
just it's the fact that I know and I
you
don't,
know.
and the whole integrity thing. Integrity.
You don't want, I know you
Yeah.
don't want to wear a mask.
No, I
Them
don't.
things are heavy.
I don't. Especially
Yeah.
when I'm, coaching people and, and authenticity is like to me
Right.
the core of who I am.
Yeah.
And that's what I really do coach from, an authentic place.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta speak it. I gotta do it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.